Okay, good morning. Fix that. How's everybody? I'm Chef Regina from Natchez, Mississippi, and today I'm going to tell you all about deviled eggs. So we are going to do a couple of different kinds. So my friend Edward Mazurek, who moved to Natchez, he kind of splits his time between LA and Natchez. And the other day he said, you need to teach me how to make deviled eggs. I go, great, then come on in. I'm going to film on Wednesday. We're going to make deviled eggs, and then you can make them yourself. So, and I'm going to put him to work today. So Edward moved here from LA, kind of splits his time. And you know what I love about my life, and we've talked about this, I have so many interesting friends that have come into my life through food. I feed them and then they keep coming back. But Edward, tell me about your career, because I think it's so interesting.
Well, first of all, thank you. Thank you for inviting me over on just a whim of me asking you how to make deviled eggs. Good deviled eggs. Yeah, I met Regina. You're absolutely right. You fed myself and my girlfriend once, and we just kept coming back like stray dogs. I am a film and television location manager for many years. For over 3 decades, and I won't date myself after that.
Still younger than me.
Yeah, thank you. And that's a job that's basically, we are a department in production that finds and secures and does all the logistical arrangements for finding movie locations. You know, finding them creatively to match up with what the director and the script want and what the studio can afford. And then securing it and doing everything from finding spaces to film and permits and closing down roads and streets and all this other exciting stuff so the company can come and do their work.
Yeah.
And that's what we do.
I find it fascinating. And, one time Anderson Cooper did a really sweet thing for my boys when they were little. He took us to CNN and he showed us every job they could possibly have, from the mailroom to writing, news headlines. And, I'm always fascinated with other people's careers because I'm so food centric, and it always brings interesting people to the table. But I've loved our friendship, and I'm going to love it even more than when I don't have to make deviled eggs. You're going to be making them for yourself. So let's talk about deviled eggs. It all starts with boiling the eggs. And the key to boiling eggs, and I'll show you in a minute what they should look like when they're done. People, there are a million techniques. You can look it up and come up with things. But my tried and true way to boil eggs for deviled eggs, I take one of my tea towels. I start a pot of boiling water. I put the eggs in the tea towel and tie it from the corners, so I create kind of rabbit ears that I can put a wooden spoon and lower the eggs into the boiling water. That way they don't crack. So the water needs to be boiling, and not roaring, but a nice little bubble boil. And you put them in and you set your timer for 13 or 14 minutes. And then while they're cooking, you get a bowl of ice water, put them in the ice water, let them sit for 20 minutes, and they peel beautifully. And I peeled 2 dozen eggs in about 15 minutes today because they were boiled correctly. And I'm going to do a little shot.
I peeled 0 eggs
Yes,
today.
I know.
Just want to make sure I'm getting no credit for what's on this table.
Yeah, we decided y'all didn't want to be here for 45 minutes watching Edward struggle with peeling eggs. But I'm going to show you real quick that what the eggs look like, if I can get that. Do you see how perfect the yellow is and the firm white? That's because they were cooked to the right amount. If you cook your eggs too long, they get a little green around the edges, not very attractive, and doesn't really affect the taste. So we're going to put in our egg yolks.
I do have a question.
Yes, and actually,
is there a type of egg that you recommend to do deviled eggs in particular? Are we going brown shell, white shell? Does it matter?
Well, I have use the brown shell for so long, and I like organic eggs, but it really doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's how you cook them and that they peel easily. And you know, there are myths about, I keep wanting to do that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a Boursin cheese. There's 6. It's about 5 ounces. In my recipe, I put 6 ounces, and then I realized the package, like everything they're doing now, it's 5.3 ounces, not 6 ounces anymore. So, but 1 is enough. And then a 1/4 cup of mayo, and then a couple of teaspoons of Dijon mustard. So what I'm going to do is whip this first to get it smooth, and then we're going to add our egg yolks to this. And the key is getting everything smooth. The other thing is you want to put your, you want to make your deviled eggs within 30 minutes or so of peeling your eggs, because if your yolks start to firm up, they really are not going to be smooth enough. And I'm going to get this from the side. And because I have the Boursin cheese in it, and I'm not going to add salt. I'm going to have a little tiny taste of this because I made up this recipe.
Maybe
That's
I should
good
have
flavor.
a little tiny taste
Yep.
too,
And tell me if you think
as your assistant.
if we need salt, have a little taste.
No,
We're going to put
no, that's creamy and good.
Yeah. And then
Edward approved.
Edward approved. I want to make sure that we don't have any lumps in here. Then I'm going to show you my trick that okay. Now this is, I'll move this out of the way. And okay, so I have use my apron to wipe my hands. So I have a disposable pastry bag, and I love these because it makes cleanup easier. And then I have, a piping tool, but a big one, so if it has a few lumps, it doesn't matter. And if you don't have one of these, you can go straight from the bag into the egg, but this just makes it look a little more professional. The other thing is when you're using a piping bag, if you take a quart container, drop the bag in it. You're learning all these restaurant tricks today, Edward.
I'm
Yeah.
enthralled, yes.
Yeah, and for Christmas I'll be
A
giving
few,
you disposable.
give me some credit. I did work in a restaurant for a few years. Some of these I know.
Yes.
Although the piping tip, I would have just called a thing.
Yeah, so, well, I couldn't even think of the name of it for a minute. So the thing to, Edward is the king of Chicago hot dogs because he corrects me and it drives him crazy when we go to Churchill Variety to play trivia. My husband and Doug and I and some friends and Edward. And I put, what did I put on my hot
Ketchup.
dog? Oh, did I put ketchup on
Yes.
my hot dog? Okay.
You sure did.
I did.
No, I still have nightmares.
I know, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So he's like the king
Haven't slept in
of
weeks.
everything Chicago, which is where he grew up. But I do some fun hot dog parties, and he was out of town, and but we zeroed in, we called him, and yeah, he was very upset with, I think I had done the improper order of, so what is the order of a Chicago hot dog?
Chicago hot dog steamed poppy seed bun, must be steamed, must be very soft and fresh, an all beef, preferably Vienna wiener, then ketchup, I'm sorry, Jesus,
Ketchup.
Freudian slip.
See? Ketchup.
Mustard,
is-
regular yellow mustard,
Right?
raw diced onion, the glow in the dark
The relish.
relish,
Which I
then
have.
a long slice of a cucumber or pickle, 2 tomato wedges, 2 sport peppers, and some celery salt.
Yeah.
Did I get it all?
I
Yes.
think you got it. And see, the ketchup is creeping up on you. That's funny.
Yeah, I know you're
Yeah.
psyching me out.
I know.
There.
I'm so sorry. So look how easy it is to stuff the eggs.
And beautiful.
And
Yeah, it looks good.
so we're going to push that down. The other thing about adding, when I do my regular eggs, and I've posted the recipe already on reginaskitchen.com. When I do my regular filling, it's 4 ounces of cream cheese, a 1/4 cup of mayo, 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. And I usually put hot sauce. I don't have any here at the cooking school, so we eliminated that today, but it gives a little tang. So the nice thing about adding the Boursin or the cream cheese, if you've ever gone to make deviled eggs, you run out of the filling before you run out of your whites. So by adding that extra 4 to 5 ounces of the cheese, you don't run out of filling. So that's a nice little trick.
Good tip.
All right, so if anybody's ever watched The Bear, it's a great series, actually Chicago series. It's all about Chicago today. So there was an episode where they did a French omelet with Boursin cheese, which I do all the time. I do it at my Saturday brunch class. But the twist they did was put crushed sour cream onion potato chips on the Boursin omelet. So what I've done today, I thought how fun to do Boursin deviled eggs with a few of the crushed potato chips on top. And I just think, so you got to try one of these, Edward. Of course, I don't. I'll get paper towels afterwards. You can use your apron.
Oh, you don't have that camera.
Oh, yeah, let me do it. Yeah.
Maybe show the. I was not allowed to crush the potato chips. I'm still a little upset about that. But
so what am I doing? Let's see. Back to camera. I'm losing.
Right.
Continue. Here we go. All right. So we're gonna go.
Yeah.
With
there. Whoops.
If you get it right over here, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go. See with the potato chips. And see the crushed potato chips. And
now I'm going to go to E1.
Try.
Oh, you got to switch the.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yum. Oh, that's good. I have to say. So I knew I was going to do Boursin deviled eggs, and then this morning at 3:00, I thought, I ought to do the potato chips on top. I think that's a winner. What do you think?
Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Mm-mm-mm. All right. The recipe is up. reginaskitchen.com. And I'll see you next Wednesday. So tune in Wednesdays at 11, Mississippi time, Central time. And I'll see you then. Hope everybody has a great day.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. I'll see you at trivia tonight.
Okay.